Add to that, I'm the assessments team leader based in Canterbury, which is where this picture was drawn by a caricature artist who visited our offices. And there's a few.
It's coming. It's coming.
So the caricature drew all of our pictures on the top floor, and we posted them all up on the wall, so everyone had a good giggle. I got quite a lot of teasing because everyone said I looked about 70 or 80 years old, which was quite annoying. Okay, so quick hands up if you know who this little fella is. Yeah, most of you. It's a games character called Pikachu, which is very close to the presentation word that has been banned and we're not allowed to use. So I've been calling it my Pikachu presentation recently. Don't report me to Nintendo, please. So our old undergraduate degree programme, which we're phasing out now, only had two types of assessment on it. So there was coursework, which was submitted in Turnitin and marked in Turnitin, and also examinations, which were a variety of examinations, but all based in essentially sitting in an exam room. Now, this was very narrow, and lecturers were tied to just using very few formations of assessments across their modules. So there'd be coursework and coursework, coursework and exam, or exam and exam. So basically they were effectively handcuffed by our module specifications, which were really rigid and dictated what assessment types should be used. These were really hard for the lecturers to change. So this not only imposed restrictions on what our very creative lecturers can do for assessments, but it also meant a very regimented experience for our students. By the end of the degree, they were quite bored with coursework and exam formats. And these are a couple of pictures that were taken a few years ago in our campus to prove it. And did these unvaried assessment types really contribute to helping students when they get through to the modern workplace, where they're going to be asked to do presentations or into groups for working group projects? And did they allow students to really display all their different skill sets and gain credit in different assessment types? Well, we really didn't think so. So our new full-time degrees, which started in September, are using a much more varied set of assessments. Blogs and forums, which students post on the course site. There's group work, where we put them into diverse teams of about 3 to 6 students, and also presentations. Now, all these new assessment types have meant we've had to change the way we do a lot of our processes. And one example we've used technology is up here with our AV equipment. We've recorded the presentations of the students, which has benefited lots of people further down the line. So the markers, the moderators and the external examiners can all review the presentations at their leisure at a later time. And we're currently planning how best to try and implement group work into our distance learning programmes all around the UK. So are we able to get all these students presenting together from different locations? Is that going to work? One problem we fear is on our master's programme, where we have applications from students all around the world in areas with really slow internet access, so we're going to have to think about how to overcome that. We're increasingly using technology in feedback as well. Chris, who you heard from earlier, has created a whizzy Excel spreadsheet, which really helps lecturers when they have to create individual feedback sheets. At the moment, a lot of our work is whizzed around by email. Oh, sorry. Has anyone noticed the increase in number of people walking around wearing headphones recently? Yeah, well, on our degrees programme, we have implemented audio feedback, where our lecturers upload spoken feedback to the VLE, and the students can then log in at their leisure and listen to the feedback whenever they want. Caroline Murray was instrumental in introducing this to us, so thank you very much, Caroline. But if the students want more detailed feedback, they can of course use the telephone to call the lecturer, or use Skype if they're a distance learner. That's another option. Our full-time students can have face-to-face appointments too. But how have these new assessment types impacted the student experience? Here are a couple of comments from the students that we got at the end of our semester 1 module survey. The only negative comment we got was from one of the students who felt a little aggrieved that for their group project that they all worked on, everyone got the same mark, but that was a policy for that particular module. All the other 80 odd students were quite happy with that, to be honest, but I don't think they'd be that happy if we implemented one of the suggestions that came through. We're keenly awaiting the semester 2 module feedback survey to see what more comments we get from the second semester. But technology will undoubtedly change the way we work operationally in our tasks related to assessment and feedback. At the moment, a lot of our work is sent around by email, which is very labour intensive, and we've had problems with megabyte size limits for our emails. So we're currently looking into options on how we can perhaps automate this process or get everyone along the process to log into a platform like Microsoft Teams or SharePoint to do their part of the work. Another future development that will hopefully be winging its way over is what Nick spoke about earlier with the remote invigilation. I really think this would be a fantastic USP for our university. I know that students would prefer to type their exam answers, and lecturers would definitely prefer to mark it as opposed to the handwriting that they sometimes are subject to. One final thought. I would love everyone to go away from this and keep an eye out for any new technology that they see out there that may be applicable to our assessments or our feedback, and please let us know if you think there's something that we could be using. Finally, there was a few accidental mistakes. Did anyone notice a deliberate mistake from my presentation? No? Well, I only used 19 slides, and I just wanted to see if anyone would realise or not. But thank you very much for listening.